Hey everyone, it's Mario Pesce from Devrix here, and I'd like to present you our plugin framework called DX Plugin Base. Our framework is a great toolkit for you to create your first WordPress plugin and learn the basics of the WordPress plugin development. Over the past 6 years, I've been training different WordPress development and overall technical development courses, and I've had over 200 students who are interested in building WordPress plugins. So I had to build that over the past 3 years, which would help all sorts of WordPress plugin developers to learn the basics of development and learn the best practices for building a WordPress plugin as well. The repository is available at github.com/mpashev/dxpluginbase, which is the name of our plugin, dxpluginbase, and you can also find more information on devrix.com/dxpluginbase. Now, let's get back to the point. What we have here is a plugin framework that you can use to build your own plugin. Um, our plugin includes all of the essential features of WordPress as a platform and the integration with its various APIs so that you can build various things. For example, the right way of building a plugin that includes JavaScript and CSS, a plugin that has menu pages and post types and all sorts of great stuff. That's all information that you can find on developer.wordpress.org, but that sort of documentation is a bit more vague in terms of having thousands and thousands of pages that document each and every single function. So our plugin base feature actually allows you to build a plugin by extending our framework. Or having said that, you can simply get our DX plugin base, edit a few functions, and have your own simple plugin. As a matter of fact, there are already several plugins on WordPress.org that work this way, which means that they simply cloned the plugin, renamed a few things, and then submitted their own custom plugin on WordPress.org. Now, in order for me to tell you how exactly does it work and what's doing, I have a plain new WordPress install called WP demo. That's pretty much it, and as you can see, it's a brand new installation. We don't have any posts and comments other than the ones that come from WordPress, and the only thing that we have here is the X plugin base. At first, I'm going to introduce you to the code a little bit. The main file is called dxplugin-base.php, and it includes all of the information here. As you can see, there are several things that are pretty much placeholders for you to add to your own plugin. For example, the description, the plugin name is something that you can rename. There are several folders that we use as well for our help, but you can edit them right away. Keep in mind that you don't have to comply with anything that comes from the X plugin base. It's barely a framework that you can use as a base. Copy some functions to your existing plugin or use it as a base for your own plugin. So we use object-oriented programming, and we have the DX plugin base class as the main thing for us, and then what we have is a bunch of hooks that are the best way to connect your own custom PHP code to WordPress core. So we have various functions for adding custom JavaScript to the front end and CSS as well, JavaScript and CSS to the back end, registering new admin menu pages and meta boxes, saving data with save post, and a lot of other things. I'm going to keep that quick, and you can take a look at the code at GitHub and devrix.com/dxpluginbase as well. But the main thing is that you have some placeholders so that you can reuse the most important components that are included in almost every single WordPress project and build a WordPress plugin that reuses all of those components. For example, we have a sample plugin subpage here with some boilerplate copy. What you can do here is simply change some of those copies so that it fits your own plugin. You can remove the functions that are not needed for your own code, but again, the main reason is having a plugin that's ready to use, and that plugin could be used for you and everyone else using your custom development plugin, so that you have most of the code ready and just need to edit a bunch of things in order to get started. So now I'm going to activate our DX plugin base plugin so that you can see how it actually works and what it does. Like I said, once you clone the repository, you actually have a working and fully functional plugin. As you can see, I'm going to activate it, and suddenly a few things appeared in our WordPress admin dashboard. For example, we have the base items, which is our custom post type that we have created. You can simply add your own base items here. The form is fully functional. We also have base item taxonomies. That's something that we have also registered for you to use and see how it's done the right way, so you can categorize your base item content. Keep in mind that all you have to do in order to make it work for your own post type, product, or real estate, or home, or something like that, is just head to the function that's responsible for custom post types, which is currently our register post type function, and edit everything accordingly. For example, we have a function here, dx custom post types callback. As you can see, it registers some boilerplate plugin based post type, which is visible here in our URL as well. Our post type plugin base, and you can just rename this post type and also change all the other names here in order to make your own custom post type. For example, if I head here and just say that, okay, these are going to be some products, and the singular name is one single product, and if we refresh, you see that products suddenly appear here. There are a few more strings that you need to edit in order to make everything to be a product, but I'm sure that you get the idea. It's that easy to create a custom post type that's named after whatever you want to use in order to store custom data by simply editing a few strings. Other things that we have added for your convenience is for your custom post type, we have also registered two meta boxes. The first one is bottom box, just to show you how to create a meta box for your content with some dummy data here, and also another meta box that has some custom data here, which is the DX side box. If you want to use those boxes, add new fields or change the copy, it's really easy to do so. For example, this DX side box is something that we can find in our code and simply rename it here. Let's say that this is going to be our product data box. When we save that and refresh the page, you can see how this meta box is suddenly named after product data box, which is exactly what we needed. In addition to that, all of those data is, if we create a new product, which is, for example, I don't know, milk, and add some milk data, this is going to be saved by WordPress by default. But we may also need to save some custom data, which is our test custom field here. So we can just add some dummy data here as well, publish our post, and you will see that this custom field is actually stored. So what we have prepared for you is also displaying a way to register custom field to your page, and also have provided some copy that shows you how to save it, which checks the post global object and updates the post meta if this test input is presented. So again, as you can see, you can use this data. If you don't want to use it for your own specific plugin, you can delete it. But the main thing is that the code is ready for you to start using, and you can get the best practices from here. Get some of the data, copy this for some other custom fields if needed, and continue forward. So that's how easy it is. In addition to that, we have a few more things. So we have added a new base plugin page, which is a menu page that exists in your menu. That's pretty handy if your custom plugin has some options that you'd like to present to your customers. And again, for your convenience, we have added some test options here that you can use and save. Those options are being saved with the settings API, for which we have a separate class that deals with saving and storing all of those options. So this again is something that you can use, and by using this you can accordingly have a lot more power and a lot more secure application for you to build custom plugins. We also have a few more pages like base subpage, that's just a dummy page if you'd like to create, for example, a help page defining and describing your product, or a remote subpage that actually does some stuff with remote objects. We have also presented for you some JavaScript handy things, for example the admin part that handles Ajax field save action, which means that you can store remote data with Ajax, which is pretty handy if you'd like to do some dynamic things with JavaScript instead of PHP, and also an Ajax URL fetcher. What would be handy to do with this is It's against just the proof of concept, but there's a custom code that you can use here and fetch some data from a specific URL. For example, you can point WordPress.org or some other website, use fetch URL with Ajax, and the Ajax page will go to the page and fetch all of the data for you. Currently, this resource is not quite available for you to use, but if you try it out on your own website, you'll see that the data is going to be displayed with the right plugin, with the right page name. So again, we have settings pages, we have some Ajax callbacks for you to use. We have custom post types that you can simply add more of, and taxonomies, of course, connected to them. For each of the post types, we have custom metadata and also taxonomy connections so that you can use them and play with your data. Again, as we pointed out at the beginning, there's some custom JavaScript and CSS that are also added, and we add more and more features so that you can learn the WordPress APIs the best way possible and have functions and have access to libraries that you can either use for your existing plugin, just so that it's a bit easier for you to add new functionality, or directly pull a plugin that reuses 90% of those code, remove the code that's not needed for you, and add the custom business logic that is required for you. So again, if you'd like to build a custom WordPress plugin, head to github.com/mpassion/dxpluginbase or devrix.com/dxpluginbase in order to get access to the plugin. It's completely open source, it's licensed under GPL v2, which means that you can do everything and anything you'd like to do with your product as soon as you just reuse this code and learn WordPress better, because we're all interested in having a better and high quality of WordPress products. That's all for now. If you have any projects, if you have any problems with that, don't hesitate to get back to us, submit issues or any pull requests to improve the DX plugin base, and we'd be happy to help.